If you're learning a language, you've probably heard that flashcards are actually the best way to memorize vocabulary. But with so many apps out there, how do we know which one is actually the best? Let me help you break this down. By the way, I'm a linguist with a master's degree. I teach French worldwide, and I also speak 4 languages. I'll help you learn efficiently and escape the traps of marketing-driven language learning myths. So this video is the 2025 update of my previous videos about flashcards. And today we're going to take a fresh look at Quizlet, Anki Pro, and Study Smarter. Let's get started. So before we dive into details, let's introduce each app. So the first one is Quizlet. Quizlet is a very famous and popular app, probably the most popular one, with an intuitive interface, different study modes, and also a large library of user-generated cards, which is not what we are really interested in. We want to figure out which app is the best when you are creating your own vocabulary lists. Number 2, Study Smarter, which is also called Vaia now if I'm correct. So this is a more recent flashcards app with a strong focus on organization and free space repetition, which is making it a great tool for structured learners. Number 3 is Anki Pro. This one is a powerful memorization tool with advanced space repetition, offering full customization for serious learners. So to introduce efficiently these apps, I focused on 4 main features that are key to me. First one is space repetition. Of course, you don't want to have a disorganized way of learning, and if you know what space repetition is, if you've been following my previous videos, the space repetition is not just a buzzword. It's a scientifically backed technique that helps move information from short-term to long-term memory. The key is actually reviewing words right before you forget them, strengthening recall over time. Then there's import-export ease, because the last thing you want is waste your time manually transferring content instead of focusing on actual learning. We will also look at data organization, which ensures you to be able to track progress efficiently and focus on the areas that need improvement. And finally, voiceover features, a game changer in pronunciation and listening comprehension, especially if you're learning a new language and need to reinforce spoken recognition. So first thing we're going to talk about is flashcard creation and customization. Number 1, Quizlet. Quizlet has a built-in image library. What does it mean? It means that if you want to create a vocabulary list, then you add a word and it's going to automatically offer you to add an image that you don't have to download on a website first. It's going to be like inside Quizlet, and you just have to type the word, like the keyword, and a picture is going to appear that is related to the concept you're trying to talk about. So of course it doesn't work for very metaphorical or theoretical concepts, but when it comes to practical things like, let's say, a dog, a cat, or whatever it is, then it can be pretty handy, because for visual learners it's really something that provides a lot of help. Also, Quizlet has something that is very handy, which is auto-suggestion. So if you enter a word, and let's say previously someone has already entered this word in the vocabulary list, they're going to suggest it with its actual definition, which is not bad, and it saves some time. As for Study Smarter or Vaia, a feature that is pretty good, and it's not going to be useful to everybody though, because some people just want to learn flashcards and that's it. But Vaia provides not only a space for flashcards and space repetition, but also a real learning environment, which means you can upload documents, PDFs, and stuff like that, so that you can really study on Vaia directly. I think this feature is mostly available on PC though, much less on the mobile app, but still I think it can be a good solution for some of you. Also, Vaia provides a very good structure when it comes to folder. You can research easily if you are looking for a specific flashcard. Can be useful if you've been learning a specific word, and when you want to look for it, let's say it's a very slangy word, something that is not in translation apps or stuff like that, you don't want to you know that if you look for this word in translation apps, then it's not going to appear the same way. Let's say someone who taught you something very specific, or it can be like a regional expression or something like that, then you want to look for that very flashcard, and in Quizlet it's not possible, unfortunately. But in Study Smarter, Vaia, then you can just look for it. There's a search engine inside the app and you can look for whatever you're looking for. Also, you can structure your folders pretty easily. When I was studying in a Korean school, it was nice to be able to organize like chapter by chapter, you know, so that I could find like the words related to a specific thing when it came to studying for exams. Also, for these two apps, import and export are not so bad. Some time ago, I remember Vaia didn't make it easy to export flashcards, but I think they've worked on it now and it's pretty easy, just like Quizlet. You can import and export, and you can add either tables or using commas or whatever. There's several formats that you can actually use to import and export, which is pretty handy. Let me explain, let me make a video about how I create my flashcards using ChatGPT creating tables for me and then importing them into my flashcards app. I think you're gonna like it. And as for Anki Pro, this app is mostly customizable. Most things, text, images, videos, audio. In flashcards, you can search for whatever you want. There's a search engine in this as well, which makes the navigation overall pretty handy. Also, the folder system is not bad, I have to say. Now, let's talk about spaced repetition, also called SRS, and learning efficiency. So, my major disappointment in Quizlet was the fact that the SRS function is not available in the free version, and I was very upset about it. And to be honest, even in the paid version is not so great. Sorry Quizlet, I love you, but things I could say from my personal experience is that it most of the time overloads learners with too many reviews. Study Smarter, on the other hand, offers free spaced repetition, like in the free plan, better optimized than Quizlet actually, and also it allows inverting cards for learning both ways. This is a good point, Vaia. Now, when it comes to spaced repetition, I have to say my favorite is Anki Pro. It has the most advanced SRS system. It contains several algorithms that you can choose, ensuring optimal review timing for long-term retention. Now let's talk about searching and organization. So as I've mentioned, Quizlet has no internal search function. That's so bad, Quizlet. Come on, do something about it, please. Making it difficult to find specific flashcards. Study Smarter, as I said previously, has great organization system with folders and a filter for difficult cards, making focused reviews easier. Also, Anki Pro has a search function allowing direct access to a specific flashcard. Now, let's give a look at audio and pronunciation support, which is crucial, right? So, Quizlet includes voiceover. Nice Quizlet, good job, very handy, yeah, very helpful. Actually, voiceover has, in my opinion, voiceover is useful for two main reasons. The first one is that you don't want to like pronounce something like you learn a word and when you pronounce it, people don't understand you, right? Or you are not able to understand when someone pronounces it, even though you can read it, correct? Also, for auditive learners mainly, hearing someone repeat and repeat over and over again the same word helps them memorize. I said us because I'm part of them. So that's, in my opinion, the main downside of Study Smarter, which had me leave this app because I've been using it for a while, but I moved on to another one because it didn't have voiceover function. And I think, for me, it's a crucial feature. Hey, Vaia, fix it. As for Anki Pro, they also support voiceover and custom audio uploads. Super good. But something fun is that when you use it on PC, the voiceover is kind of buggy and it gives it some kind of a creepy voice. Can be scary sometimes. Now let's look at test and review modes. So Quizlet offers a nice gamified environment with like various tests and games. They're pretty interesting and pretty fun, to be honest. If you're someone who gets bored easily and you don't want to review the same way over and over again like flashcards, then maybe you want to try and use these. They're more engaging, to be honest. It also offers a AI conversation mode. That's pretty interesting too. It can be fun to practice with, but in my opinion, to be truly honest, I think it's a bit overrated because it doesn't replace real world conversation. Here, when we go to a flashcards app, I mean, it's my case, I don't know if it's yours, but we're really focused on memorizing vocabulary, not simulating conversation. This is something else, okay? This is another part of the learning process. And if you know me a little bit, you know that I really believe that real practice should happen with humans as much as possible. But I'll expand on that in another video, don't worry. Also, this mode is a little bit rough around the edges and I think there's still room for improvement. I think this could be improved with some AI-driven flexibility to recognize synonyms and slight variations in phrasing. As for Vaia Study Smarter, it's also customizable. It also allows customizable tests and focused review on difficult words. That's a very good point, which makes it easier to track and reinforce weaker areas. This feature is especially useful to learners who want to have a structured approach to revising tricky concepts. While the customization options are solid, the platform could benefit from more adaptive testing. Anki Pro, while not an official part of the original Anki ecosystem, leading to some controversy, this app, in my opinion, still delivers an excellent experience for learners. I know there's some kind of debate about its legitimacy, but after extensive testing, I found it to be one of the best flashcards app out there. My goal in this video is to provide an honest review based on effectiveness rather than just branding. Some users criticize it for using the Anki name without affiliation, but that doesn't take away from its quality. In fact, after extensive testing, I can confidently say that Anki Pro offers the best spaced repetition system I've seen so far. The way it optimizes the repetition ensures that you're learning effortlessly and efficiently, and you retain vocabulary with minimal effort, making it incredibly efficient for long-term learning. It offers multiple modes, a powerful spaced repetition algorithm, and customizable review settings to match your learning pace. What makes Anki Pro stand out for me is that it actually combines the features I especially like in Study Smarter or Vaia and Quizlet at the same time. It has the ease of use and accessibility of Quizlet, also the voiceover function, while offering at the same time the structured learning and spaced repetition efficiency from Study Smarter. So honestly, I have to say this is my favorite flashcards app at the moment, especially because I feel much less mental overload when I use it. The vocabulary almost feels like it learns itself. Also, the way it schedules reviews removes the stress of having to manage my study plans, making it, once again, in my opinion, an incredibly efficient tool. Now let's talk about price and value for money. Quizlet is around 35 euros a year. Study Smarter is a bit more expensive. It's around 70 euros for annual plan, and as for Anki Pro, it's 30 euros a year. So at the end of the day, final verdict, which one should you choose? You know about my personal feeling. Now you know that I like Anki Pro, but to be honest, I've been using the three of them. I've been using Quizlet, I've been using Study Smarter, I've been using Anki Pro, and they're like, all of them are very, very good flashcards app. I have to say they all at some point helped me learn a lot of vocab efficiently and easily comparing to any other technique. Okay, so whatever suits you better, like whether it's the price or the functionalities or whatever it is, even the popularity, the interface that might look better to you, choose whatever you like. And at the end of the day, the best app is the one that works for you. Now, if you would like me to break down and make a tutorial about how to use an app efficiently, one of these, please let me know which one you prefer and which one you would like have a tutorial about. Let me know in the comment section. And if you like this video, of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more language learning tips. Bye!